think. Anybody have any questions?
Did you say that you could, if you have a fossil and there's still rock attached to it, you can take it out? And how do you know what's between the rock and the fossil?
I didn't actually finish that story, yeah. No. Yeah, the guys, I asked them that question. Can we do that? Is that possible? And they kind of, there was this pause and they said, yeah, we could do that 10 years ago. So, I mean, now it's not even a problem. Because the thing is, it's a difference in density between the surrounding matrix and the fossil itself. And so if you say, okay, take away everything that is between this density and this density, you know, say the rock, and leave whatever's left, then you can remove that rock.
So you remove all this density and leave the softer density intact.
Or down to a certain threshold or something like that. So that's kind of the simple way of thinking about how we would do that. But just, I didn't really even think it would be, I thought it would be possible, but it would be something where either your results would not be very good, or you have to do a lot of post-processing, so there'd be a lot of hands-on stuff, so not really useful for doing a lot at one time. The answer was, oh yeah, sure.
How do you know, do you have some infrared that tests the density?
Well, this would be with a CT scanner, a high-energy CT scanner. So whatever, if you've ever had a CT scan in a hospital, you know, basically those are medical CT scanners. They're built, they're kind of low energy or medium energy because they don't want to expose you to a lot of X-rays because that's not very helpful. These would be industrial CT scanners. NASA uses them to basically inspect parts for the space shuttle, things like that. They can power through with higher energy X-rays through this rock and capture more subtle changes in the rock itself.
So you can look inside a steel ball and see what's in the middle of a steel ball.
Yep.
How much is a museum grade CT scanner cost?
In that case, it's 300 to 500,000. Which, if you're thinking, I mean, most geological instruments that you see in university, they're multi-million-dollar instruments, and so cost-wise, almost nothing. Right, Mom?
Yeah, right.
Have you put that in your budget for next year?
Yeah. I put it in my budget. It probably won't make it past. But that is something that's entirely doable in terms of grant funds. And we're thinking this fall will be a proposal to basically create a pilot project where we say, okay, museums have done this, have put their collections online for a long time. Some of them have even put two-dimensional images of their collections online for a long time in ways that people, you know, for researchers, for the public, that sort of thing. But very few, and I can't really think of anybody that has systematically done it with three-dimensional imagery. And that's what the proposal in the fall would be. We say, okay, how do we tease apart? How do we create, you know, something that a system, a platform for serving this kind of information, tied directly to museum specimens and museum data, and how we serve that to the public and to researchers online. The follow-up the year after would be saying, okay, this all worked. Can you give us money for one of these great industrial CT? And who knows? But anyway, that's kind of the way we think. Yeah.
Would you have that up there free, or would?
Yes.
Ah.
Yes. But this is something that philosophically, for a long time, we've been a museum that likes to put our information out there, no strings attached. It's nice to get credit for images and things like that every once in a while, but no matter what, I look around the deepest, darkest corners of the internet and I see the images off of our websites getting ripped off all the time. At least they're good images, and ultimately they do kind of get tracked back to our science. And that's something that is, I won't say it's unique to our museum, but there's kind of two philosophies in museums. It's either you're completely open source and you're trying to break down those walls as much as possible. And that's what we are.
Very much under guard, because I know that in art,
Where you want to control that.
because in art with famous works of art and things, museums, they actually have their little imprint
Yeah.
within the photos.
Watermarks.
Yeah, the watermarks, yeah,
And-
even in the digital, and some of them only offer it through, you know, you have to buy, like, rights to even do anything like that.
And that's just a different philosophy.
Yeah.
And for the most part, they're not trying to make money off of it, although they may be covering some costs. They're trying to control that content and control that knowledge. And you know, my philosophy, maybe this doesn't match the institution as a whole, but let's get it out there. Let's get it so people can use it.
You should mention that lion from the Art Institute of Chicago, because that's
Oh,
an
yeah,
example of distributing there.
This is,
Oh,
the Art
okay.
Institute of Chicago has been
Did you
doing
have to
some of
put
this.
something in it?
They've been putting some scans of their art online, and this is a lion that one of their lines up front in front of the Art Institute, and it's actually, you can download the Surface file from Thingiverse, this giant database of basically things that you can 3D print. I don't know, probably some more than that, but that's been
It's just the beginning. They have a plan to do that. They want to distribute
I
their
don't know if
art.
they give you like their works of art, but okay.
Well, they're
I
putting
mean,
things up there, yeah.
Are they?
Yeah, and you know, they're controlling what
Sculpture.
they can get, yeah. But they're for free. And this is an actual 3D print at scale of one of the lines out front.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's the direction we're going. Maybe some of us are.
That'll be interesting, yeah. Definitely make it more accessible to people, so.
So at this point, maybe we'll do some scanning, and feel free to come on up and poke around and ask questions.
Those objects there are meant for people to fiddle around with. So if you want
Yeah.
to pick them up and fiddle around them, we might fire up a few more prints, whatever you want. Talk to people